What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Sanchize 405 coming at you. It is on the warpath. And y'all, we took summer break, but we back. The Skins are back. And we're going to have a good old time this season. Of course, I do have alongside me Mr. Amir. Amir, how you feeling, pal?
I'm doing well, Mr. Sanchez. How are you?
I can't complain. I'm living life, or life is living me, one of the two things. But I tell you one thing, we are less than a week away from seeing the burgundy and gold on the field, man. And I'm really excited for this season. As always, we always have seasons where we're really excited, and this might be one of them because there's so many variables and so many unknowns to the Redskins this year. This season could go either way. It could go right down the crapper real quick, or this team could build a lot of momentum going forward. So I don't know where you are on that gauge, but I know how I feel. I'm excited, optimistic, but I'm nervous as always.
I completely agree. And all the reports I've been getting out of training camp from beat reporters such as JP Finley or Rich Chandler or Craig Hoffman, all the reports have been nothing but stellar about the Redskins this year, which hasn't really been the case in years past. Like, they have never really gone on to say how much of a good camp they're having. It's just, oh, it's camp time, yay. It's Richmond, it's hot, yay. This year it's been like, wow, the defense is looking amazing. Swearinger is a beast. Jonathan Allen's looking beastly. Alex Smith has more of a command of the offense. Everything's faster with him. Even the players are saying that everything is faster with Alex Smith at the helm.
Yeah, I've read a lot of that. I mean, that causes a little bit of concern for me. Just sounds like camp is going too well, if that's an operative term, or if that's it's just an area of concern for me. I don't like hearing all these good things. I mean, it's good to hear it, but you like to hear somewhat objectivity. I know that a lot of that will probably change after 11 p.m. on Thursday evening after the game against New England. I think a lot of perspectives will change. There's a lot of variables, especially with this this new rule with the helmet. The reason why Roquan Smith hasn't signed. We finally figured out what a catch was, but now the use of the helmet. Yeah, we don't know what a tackle is. So this is going to be really interesting.
Well, things shouldn't be that different then.
One more time. Sorry.
Things shouldn't be that different then.
It should.
If the Redskins don't know what a tackle is.
Well, that's true. That is true. We still don't know. Burgundy Gold still doesn't know what a tackle is, but Greg Minuski, he knows what a moped is, apparently. So that's something.
Apparently he knows how to ride a Vespa.
Yeah, and him and his wife have dueling ones. So that was a little interesting story I read from camp. But yeah, Alex Smith, of course, the guy's going into his 14th season. You think he would have command as the classic check down signal caller that he is. And they said they're going to expand the playbook for him too after that other guy left. And I'm excited to see this running back competition with Geis, with Trim, Fat Rob, and Chris Thompson, who I really want to see Chris Thompson because I've been hearing reports of him being he's. I'm not going to say he's afraid. Well, he is afraid of his first cuts, and he's nervous. Not afraid, nervous of making his first cuts after his injury that occurred in New Orleans last season. So that's something to look at
with that kind of injury.
Yeah, I agree.
I broke my arm when I was younger, and I remember like worrying about the first time I would have to, put all my weight on my arm. Like if I would have to do a push-up, or if I fell and I tried to break my fall, would I break my arm again?
Yep. No, I agree with you. I had the same thing happen to me in middle school, and every time it gets cold, this right wrist right here, it'll start hurting because that's where I like slipped out. So you're
Mm-hmm.
always gonna be nervous with
Playing the
that, man.
cold.
That's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. So hopefully, once he makes that first cut, he gains that confidence back because we want him to regain that form, and he was close to what my prediction was for him last year, being a 500 back. And the funny thing was, he had got the receiving yards. He was still working on the rushing yards. He was halfway there, I think, by the time November had rolled around. But I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see the receiving core, see what Paul Richardson can do, and see what Jamison Crowder has added to his repertoire. See, hopefully, that Josh Doctson can stay healthy, which that obviously isn't the case. They said apparently was it him that had something like a no, that was Jordan Reed who had like bones removed from his toe or something. So
Yes, Jordan Reed
yeah.
had 2 bones removed, one from each big toe. Apparently, it's an unnecessary bone for football players,
Okay, so
and
hopefully he won't have unnecessary injuries.
hopefully he won't have unnecessary foot injuries or
Because
you
you
know,
know,
or
but the fun.
maybe he switched to Tampax from Playtex. Who knows?
Yeah, he probably bought them from Terrell Pryor.
Probably.
No, but did you hear this? Terrell Pryor's out there talking shit up in the media
Yeah.
about when they get ready to come. I'm like, he says if somebody hits him, there'll be like some type of retaliation. I'm like, bruh, if somebody looks at you wrong, you're probably gonna be out for 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really, because the Jets are supposed to be the team that's coming.
Just come next week after the New England game
Yeah.
to
So
practice.
yeah, so that's going to be a little interesting to see that two subpar teams practicing against each other and then playing the real deal game the following Thursday, which I think all our preseason games are on a Thursday this year, if I'm
I
not
believe so.
mistaken. And that's going to be a nationally televised game on ESPN. So we get to see Jason Witten. Woo, Jason Witten. But I going back to my previous point, Josh Doctson, hopefully he can stay healthy. Jordan Reed, dear God, please.
Josh Hopkins seems fine. I saw him do some individuals on Saturday or Friday, I think it was. Mm-hmm. After he supposedly had a freak little thing with a fall with his shoulder and Josh Norman. But he's fine. I saw him do catches and do some runs. There was a false report out there that he had his heel drained, which actually turned out to be false. Jay Gruden refuted that.
We really gonna believe the Redskins are reporting something accurately?
No, but when it comes to like
case.
that kind of thing, like I'll believe the coach about this one.
Okay, all right. I stand against that because I know who runs that team. So, the defenses look pretty good. They've been looking physical. Although there have been some injuries. I think Deron Payne got hurt, but I think more or less that's for precautionary sake. And
yeah,
then
they said he'll be good for the 3rd preseason game, I think.
That's exciting. And that's the one that actually matters. Our good friend, Jonathan Allen. He's looking like a beast. For what we've heard as well too. And I've heard these corners a lot, like Quinn Blanding from Virginia, the safety. He's turned heads.
2 words for you: Kenny Ladler.
I haven't heard anything about him.
Kenny Ladler is a safety who is on the team. He's an undrafted free agent. And he went undrafted last year, didn't get signed by anybody last year. I believe he's on a futures contract from the end of last season. And he has just been impressive all of camp. He's been getting some reps with the first team. And on the first team, he got a pick 6.
Yep, he was signed to a futures contract back in January, and he was played at Vanderbilt, and he was picked up by the Bills.
Somewhat unknown name, Pete Robinson. Pete Robinson has.
I've heard good things about him because where he came on last season and played pretty well, but I know there's more to him this year. Big number 45, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But talk about Mr. Pete.
And also, Quinn Dunbar has been looking like a quality starting corner.
I saw this one too, and I'll be honest with you, with this young talent at corner, you got Dunbar, you've got Norman. Hopefully, kids from Virginia Tech will pan out, and then you already have Fabian Moreau.
You got a veteran.
I don't think we're going to see
an aging veteran in Skandrick.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it past the final cut. So, well, they carry everybody until the end of the preseason now. So, I don't think Skandrick's going to be here too much. Going to be here too long. He might have to go back to Dallas.
I don't know. He signed a 2-year contract. Usually, if it's a 2-year contract, they'll keep him for at least 1 year.
I don't think we'll see him past the final cut. Kind of like how you thought D'Angelo Hall was going to get cut last year.
Hey, we'll see. I'll make sure to get you a T-shirt that says Amir is right. Don't worry.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, you got to make sure we get a streak over a 2-game period. How I won, I was right last year. I'll always be right. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. In some way, because I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt.
I can hear your girl laughing in the background from that.
She's not here, so you need to mind your business. But no, I mean, and then I had special teams. The coolest thing I've seen from special teams was what Nick Sundberg did with the baby announcement, what gender they were going to have. He snapped it to the proud papa, which I don't know. Those people look kind of suspect. I don't know if I wanted them having kids or what, but it was a good, fun, exciting thing to see. And I'm looking. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, maybe I need to go and when I have a kid, get them to do something like that. Alex Smith met a 96-year-old woman on her birthday. That was cool. So I don't know from and this may be the marketing brain in me, but like from a marketing standpoint and a fan standpoint, I feel like the Skins have done like really good.
Right?
I think like the wholesomeness of like Dan Snyder came out and gave the lady a hug, and Bruce was right there, which I thought they weren't getting along, but
Dan Snyder didn't burn in the sunlight.
Yeah, it's true. He did. Well, he did have sunglasses on. He had sunglasses on, so that's why it didn't burn up. But
okay,
I think that I thought that was pretty cool. You know, Dallas might be imploding this year. That's even better. Which I'll talk about that on the podcast. Make sure if you got an Apple device, just say, "Hey Siri, play the On the Warpath podcast." Shameless plug in there, but I mean, and Bobby Beathard, who went into the Hall of Fame, which I thought was beautiful because he's struggling with dementia, and anybody who's ever went with a family member through that situation knows that person isn't themselves. It's probably not too much longer, and he actually sat down and recorded a video, and Joe Gibbs walked up there with him, and I thought that was one of the greatest moments of that of that ceremony, outside of Ray Lewis trying to be a motivational speaker and Randy Moss talking about how much he loves West Virginia, and then Brian Dawkins looking like he snorted a line of coke before he went up there. And did
Speaking of Ray Lewis, did you notice that his statue doesn't look like him?
Yeah, Brian Urlacher's didn't either. Hey, what is up with Brian Urlacher looking like he is the poster boy for Just for Men?
Right?
Where did he get that hair from?
Just a bit. Like I think he's sponsored by Rogaine now. I'm not sure.
I've got to be, man. I don't know. Like,
but people actually have been linking that Ray Lewis's statue looks like the guy he killed, allegedly.
Oh shit. Good to be back, Chris Kavanaugh. Oh God, why? Oh, that's bad. I'll go dive into more of that on the podcast as well too. So you got to listen. Shameless plug-in number 2. But it was overall good night. You know, Terrell Owens had to be Terrell Owens. Whether you like him, you hate him, you respect him for it, don't really matter. Jerry Jones got booed. That's always good. Bill Belichick got booed. Bobby Kraft did. I mean, it was a good night. It was a real good night. Got to see the biggest thing, and I've noticed this over the last 2 days, is I was like, during Brian Urlacher's speech, they panned in on this homeless black dude. And I was like, who is that guy? Come to find out, it was Lovie Smith.
Oh my God.
He had this thick gray beard. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I didn't realize that was him. I mean, coaching the Fighting Illini out there in Illinois must be hard for the brother, but good God. Maybe he might trim it up. I don't know. Yeah, but that was a good night. I rewatched it. I didn't really want to sit there and watch it. And plus, I don't really have cable right now since we're in the new war room. Quick question. We do have a question from Chris. We did talk about Jordan Reed and Payne. Payne probably back in the 3rd preseason game. And then do you know any extent to Reed's injury? Or his health?
Reed has been a full go in practice the last couple days. He's
been
full go in pads. So he's in pads, he's been hidden, he's been not falling over in the field position. So progress.
Yeah. So and breaking news, non-Redskin related news, Corey Coleman got traded to the Bills.
Really?
Yes.
That's surprising.
Yep. See, look, right? I want y'all
I
to see something.
but I believe you.
I don't want y'all to see something you shouldn't see on my phone. So, but no, I mean, and then the preface of this video or this announcement is to just streamline everything. And, you know, we always say this, we had a production meeting, but we have the theatric to go off on a tangent a lot. But that's okay. We will have instant reaction on the podcast after every game. I'm going to try to do a halftime video, or we'll do a recap video on Thursday throughout the preseason. But come regular season, instant reaction will be on the podcast. Warpath Wednesday will be more of a preview to the upcoming opponent and just to go over key plays, highlights, crap that we missed. And Amir, you had some other stuff that you were interested in doing as well. I'm going to pass that over to you.
I seem to have misplaced my notes, so actually I'm going to pass it back to you.
Okay. That was my. He knows I'm looking into. I'm not looking at y'all like into.
No, I know.
Yeah. He knows I'm staring into his soul right now, even though I can't see him. But
you're staring into the blackness of my soul. I know.
Yes. It'll be like somebody told me at work I'll pass the skin test on it. So, Yeah, we did talk about Chris Thompson, and he's rehabbing. He should be. I don't know if he'll gear up for Thursday night, but we should see him sometime.
Oh, I remember now.
Yes, now he remembers. You remember about Chris Thompson, or you remember what I was going to pass it over to you about?
I think we were going to pass over to me about.
Okay, so Chris Thompson, good. We did talk about him. He's a little nervous about making cuts, but other than that, he looks like he's doing pretty well. I don't know if he's going to play this week, maybe next week, maybe in week 3. Don't know yet. But I pass over to you.
Okay, well, I believe what you're referring to is this year we're going to be doing the first On the Warpath fantasy team.
Yes.
And on September 2nd, which is a Sunday at 6:30 p.m. September 3rd. Are you sure it's the 3rd?
It's the 2nd. I'm looking at the calendar.
Okay. Yeah, September. I thought September. I don't know why you're putting number 3 up. At 6:30.
I didn't put the number 3 up. That's a 6, bro.
Oh, that's a 6. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's a 6. See?
Oh, I thought you were like doing.
Got him.
No, I'm not gonna look down there when you did that. But at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, that means it'd be 9:30 Eastern.
9:30 Eastern time. The best coast is the East Coast. We know that. So anyway,
I can't disagree there.
Yeah, I know you can't.
But we'll be doing the fantasy draft live. Yeah. It's going to be through NFL.com.
Yes.
We have already signed up for the room, and
yes,
what's going to be happening, how we're going to play it out, is it's going to be the standard snake draft.
Mm-hmm.
It's with random players around the world, and you, the fans of On the Warpath,
get to help us draft it.
Pick the team.
Yes.
So how it'll work is, we'll say with the first pick, Sanchize will pick somebody. I'll go with the second pick.
Kirk Cousins.
God, I hate you so much. With the third pick,
Des Bryant.
Every third pick is going to be the fans' pick. So the first person that we see when we announce, all right, make your pick now. The first player that we see after we make that announcement, that's the player we have to pick if available.
Yes.
So if for some god-announced reason y'all decide to say Adam Vinatieri in the 3rd round, we got to go with Adam Vinatieri.
We have one override pick.
We have one override pick.
Maybe 2. I don't know. But we may have, yeah. I don't know. Y'all probably pick better than I do. I usually pick a quarterback first overall. But hey, man, I ran deep in the playoffs. I'm like the Ovechkin of fantasy, man. I run up numbers in the regular season. Yeah, but
that's fine. That makes me the Ovechkin of the playoffs because I win. 3-time winner. Just saying.
Anyway. We're also
Pick'ems this year.
Yeah. I was getting ready to say that Pick'ems on Warpath Wednesday, and also something I'm telling you this, but we're gonna have guests on Warpath Wednesday. So we're gonna get a lineup. If it's somebody that we know, they don't necessarily have to be a Redskin fan. We're gonna have guests on here. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get them on the Google Hangout. They're gonna come on here with us, chit chat with us, talk about it, shoot the bull. We're going to have a good old time. So I've got people lined up in my area, Amir. So if you got people in your area, we're going to get them on here. We're going to have a good old time. And we'll preview the week for their team. If they're playing the Redskins, that'll be great. I know a whole bunch of Cowboy fans. Sadly, I know Eagles fans. Don't really know Giants fans, so that's good. And then where I'm in the South, close to where the NFC South reigns, Carolina fans, Hotlanta fans, we've got them down here. Surprisingly, I've got a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. Well, no, he graduated, so we don't anymore. But it's going to be exciting. Yeah,
definitely I got a Raider fan here I could talk
the
to possibly.
Raiders.
One of my best friends is a Seahawk fan, but he's really not that like caught up into it as we are. So
we got caught. I got caught up, folk, up in here. I got caught up, folk. Like Usher in 04 caught up.
I'm so caught up, got me.
Yeah. See, somebody got it. Somebody got it. Yeah, right.
Hey, I love the Confessions album. Just saying.
Yeah, it's probably his best album though. Yeah.
Even find out what "Let It Burn" means.
Yes. Ooh. They have medication for that.
Bell trucks, man. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna have folks on here. The podcast is going to be pivotal in this, because a lot of our content that we used to do on here will move on over. And apparently somebody said, did Doxson have a shoulder injury?
A little bit. He fell awkwardly with Norman falling onto his shoulder.
Oh, okay.
With a 50-50 ball.
Okay.
That he actually almost caught. And had it been I think an inch to the left or something, he would have caught it and he would have been fine. But it's just shows
still an incomplete pass.
What a game of inches football is.
Yeah, still an incomplete pass. Doesn't help me anyway. So.
Yes, sir. Anyway,
just saying. Just saying, not hating.
Do you want the trader back? Is that it? Do you want the trader?
What trader?
You know who I'm talking about.
Who?
Kurt.
Oh, bullshit! I don't want
you
Kirk
want that.
Cousins.
You want that?
No, I don't want him back.
You want that thought back?
No, I don't. I don't want that thought back. Don't want that hoe over there back. The hoeology of there is a there's a class. I'm going to get this started. There's my theory on hoes and everything, and we'll talk about hoes in sports. Terrell Owens,
very much
Tom Brady, Darius Geis, just a whole bunch of them. And a hoe don't have to be bad. They just crave something. Attention, food, water, drink. Doesn't really matter. That's off topic, but we're excited. I'm excited. I've been rewatching a lot of our victories from last season. Seeing what went well. Haven't really watched the defeat yet because just haven't got over them. Really don't want to watch that New Orleans game. Don't want to watch that. Can really watch the Dallas games because those weren't even close. Maybe watch the Kansas City game to see what Alex Smith did against us. Well,
everything.
Yeah, everything. But it's going to be an interesting year. I feel like this year is eerily similar to 2010. I just feel that way. Minus the Albert Hainsworth situation. It's just very eerily. It's similar to 2010, 2011.
I'm talking like Donovan McNabb and John Beck.
It had we had the move with Andy Reid, which is the 2010 vibe.
Right.
And then the 2011 season was just very quiet because one, they had the strike season, and then they didn't do anything with the quarterback position. They said John Beck looked good. They said Rex Grossman looked good. He got benched 4 games into the season. So I don't know. But I am, maybe we might have hope like 2012. I don't know. But Jay Gruden has to get better, and apparently they've been tackling a lot more in Richmond too than they have in
apparently
previous.
they've been hitting a lot harder than they have in years past, which
it took them 4 years. It took them 4 damn years to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's taken them long enough, and especially because Jay Gruden, as both you and I have discussed, has never won a home opener,
An opener.
Has never won a season opener before.
Nope.
And
sure ain't.
With this year's season opener against
a very similar team,
Arizona Cardinals,
very similar team to the Redskins, I think. The Cardinals
is an interesting situation because they don't really have a receiving core other than Larry Fitzgerald, who is a year away from Social Security. You have
true.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm agreeing with you.
Bradford probably going to be starting that game,
so he'll get hurt when he walks on the field.
He'll get hurt when he steps on the grass and he'll slip or something.
Josh Money Rosen
will have to take over, and with him being a rookie and everything, he'll probably in his first game he's going to have some. He'll have some nerves, so we'll see how that goes.
But you got to look at this too. We struggle again. We historically, probably in this decade, we've struggled more against rookie quarterbacks than any team in the NFL. I think from 2009 to maybe 2012, we didn't beat a rookie quarterback. Check me on that, but I think I'm right. Bradford in 10, we lost to. Scam Newton, we lost to in 2011. I think in 2012 we finally beat somebody, and that was I think Brandon.
We lost Russell Wilson in the playoffs.
Russell Wilson. Yeah, still couldn't beat him.
Sierra, yeah.
Yep. Minnesota. I think Minnesota's somewhere. Oh, that's right. Christian Ponder in 2009.
Yes, we did.
Christian Ponder, yeah. Lost to him because I was at that game because that was the game that Adrian Peterson tore his ACL. I felt like I did that with my mind. I do you feel like you do stuff with your mind sometimes. I'll never forget. He went through that hole like so and just disappeared. Like so. Boom. But I just thank you, Chris. Somebody finally gives me some respect about remembering stuff like this. We should just play a game one day. Just get me to remember scores. I can tell you scores, starting quarterbacks, and everything.
Oh no! If we ever go to Redskins Jeopardy or something like that,
we should do that. We should do that. Just saying, but I'm not saying. My memory is impeccable when it comes to.
I'll text you about this later. I got a little idea. We'll discuss off there.
Oh, okay. We'll discuss it off there. I got you. But I know your time is very valuable tonight. So I just wanted to get us on here to let you know that we're back. The boys are back in town.
And keep a lookout. We're going to be doing another collaboration video with Redskins Ranter. So.
Yes, we are. We're going to have JD back on here, man. The film analyst, JD. I tell you, I learned so much from that brother. Him breaking down that film. And he gives that former quarterback of ours his just dessert.
He does.
And I love it. It's pretty Gotta love it. But yeah. I'm excited. Don't forget the podcast. Because the podcast, y'all, if you really want to get a lot of in-depth opinions about how we feel about things, that's the best place to go. Because that tangent is let's just say, let's just say, we kind of go off subject here. We go into a greater dive in on the podcast, so you'd enjoy that. There's room to disagree and agree on there. But Amir, do you have any final thoughts before I let you go? Because I know you do, like I said, you do have your time is sensitive right now. So
quite all right, sir. Yes. Just glad to be back. Glad to be back here with you again for another season.
Yes, sir. Year 2,
my brother,
and a half.
I am definitely happy that we get another season of the Redskins football. Glad to see this new look offense, kind of.
Yes.
And I'm glad to see what, drafting some high quality defensive players are. My guy Tim Settle has been looking really good as well.
From my area.
From your area.
That's right. And our boy Darius Geis has been looking good, boys.
There he is, Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane, DA, what is it? DA Skickets or whatever he calls himself on Instagram. The guy, if this cat, I'm excited for him. I'm sorry, I'm taking away from your time. I'm excited that I'm calling it right now. He's going to be the offensive rookie of the year.
I concur.
I'm calling it right now.
You want to be the only one, my friend.
I'm calling it right now. Saquon Barkley, mark my words, right now here on August 5th in the year of our Lord, or non-Lord for some of you guys out there, 2018.
Saquon, more like say none.
Say none, Barkless. No, he won't. No, it ain't gonna happen. There's guys, y'all. Offensive rookie of the year. He will be the back. I just have a feeling, especially when he plays Philadelphia, y'all better watch out because it's gonna be like barbecue. Tastes so good. Tastes so good. That's what it's gonna be like. He beats the snot out of Philadelphia in November. Yeah.
I can't wait.
I can't either.
It's gonna be a fun win, lose or draw. It's gonna be a fun year, guys.
Yes. Yes, it is. And also, breaking unnecessary news. The Redskins and the Cowboys are going to look right when they come to FedEx Field. The boy apparently, and I'm thinking this is right. Apparently, I'm just reading these comments too. I'm sorry, guys. The Cowboys are going to be wearing their Navy jerseys in Week 7 at FedEx Field. So I'll leave it up to interpretation, man. But the boys are might be wearing them white jerseys, y'all. Huh? You heard me. White jerseys. Maybe burgundy pants.
That's another classic, y'all.
You heard me? Yes. It's going to be exciting, boys. It's going to look like Joe Gibbs. They're finally getting it right. It'll be the first time, if it's the case, since 2009 when the Redskins got shut out by the Cowboys 17-0 in Week 16. Check me on that. That they wore those kits for you soccer fans out there. Those uniforms. So it's gonna be exciting this year. Hopefully it'll be a W. Just not George, but it'll be a W. But we're excited to get back here, to get back to doing what we love, talking to you guys each and every week, and hopefully more often and more organized. The fantasy draft's coming up, week 1 of the preseason. Probably won't see Tom Terrific. We'll see Brian Hoyer, but it's still going to be a matchup and a good testament against a well-prepared team. And I'm excited. But as we always say here at On the Warpath, we need to make shirts for it. Love, peace, and hail. And we shall be talking to you real soon. We are out.